Welcome to Gaia's Love, a podcast of brief messages to help humanity bridge the gap to the new earth. My name is Vivienne Gerard. It is my delight to be a scribe for consciousness today, sharing the wisdom that flows through from Source. Here we go. Episode 136. It is Wednesday. Today here in Cincinnati, it's beautiful outside. The pretty blue sky with white clouds. The sun is shining. It's chilly, but it's really a beautiful day. And there has been just a lot of energy moving in the last few days. I'm sure we say this all the time, and everybody feels this all the time. But it just seems like, what does it seem like? I don't know, maybe it's the shift of really being at the heart of winter here. Like, it's been gray, it's been kind of gloomy. We're sort of in that space in between the Christmas holiday break and spring break. And I don't know, it just feels like we're kind of slugging through some things. And I know astrology seems to be supporting that from some of the posts that I've been reading. So today what I thought I would do is, a meditation or an energy clearing. And then right before I turned the recording on, what I felt or heard clearly was it's about receiving love. And my mind immediately started to say, well, that's tomorrow. Tomorrow's Valentine's Day, not today. So we should be talking about receiving love tomorrow. And yet it feels like the point is to do it today, not to do it tomorrow. Here's why that feels important. We have created these holidays as a culture, as a society, where all this emphasis is put on the external declaration of what love looks like or should appear to be, and in a world that is based on images and the social sharing of things that happen, it feels like there's a lot of pressure that tomorrow, Valentine's Day, is about how love looks and how it is expressed. And so there is an expectation, perhaps by many, that you're supposed to do something extravagant or declare some sort of relationship, that you're in a relationship or you have a beloved or you have someone who loves you, and so if you don't, you're not as good as those who do, or there's just a lot of shit. That's how it feels to me. A lot of projected ideas about love and the way love looks are all played out on social media tomorrow, or at least that's what it feels like to me. I was sitting with my husband last night and I'm like, can we just talk about Valentine's Day? Because I love you every day, and that feels like part of why this message of receiving love is coming through the day before Valentine's Day. For many of us, and these are going to be a few general statements perhaps, for many of us, we have opened our hearts to love, whether we did it when we were young and then a little bit more when we were teenagers, God forbid. That's a painful way to open your heart when you're a teenager. And then, perhaps in our older relationships, when we get married or move in with people or have these deeper, intimate experiences with someone we love. As we open our hearts and share who we are and allow others to see us, and we're vulnerable, and there's this exchange of energy that it feels so long-term, so infinite. And then, the human experience makes it harder. And so perhaps those relationships come to an end. Sometimes by our choice, sometimes by the choice of the person that we're with. there is a tendency or a natural response of wanting to close it all up and pull back inside and not love again. Or love a little less intensely, love a little less full-heartedly, give a little bit less to make sure that we're not that vulnerable again, or that exposed again, or that able to be hurt again. And so we develop natural responses or patterns, I believe, of how we're going to engage in those relationships. So if you get hurt young, and then you get hurt again, and you get hurt again, and you get hurt again, over time, we don't, like if let's say our heart was 100% open when we were 3 or 4, and then someone said something that hurt our feelings, and then a teenager relationship was devastating, and then an early marriage or a divorce, perhaps by the time we reach our 40s or 50s, our heart is at 30% open, not 100% open. But we think 30% is great, feels good, normal, right? Like, isn't that what love's all about? And we're happy. We're still missing this immense capacity of how to love. And so perhaps just the awareness that that's a possibility could allow us to sit with our heart space and breathe into it and explore why we're comfortable with living at less capacity than what we are actually able to have and share and be in this human journey. And then perhaps we find ways of receiving love in other areas of our life that makes it less scary to do it in the really deep, intimate places in our life. So for example, pets, I'll use them. Pets, as an example, love 150%, not just 100. They usually go all the way in and more. And so when we allow ourselves to be present with our pets and really play with them, and I know as I say this, I am not at 100% with my dog. I totally own it. We're not there yet, but I'm working towards more and more constantly. I really am. But I'm not at 100% with my pet. So let me say right here, this is not about me claiming to be perfect and have it all figured out and be doing it exactly as it's supposed to be at the highest alignment. Nope. I am a human. I still have my shit. I'm still working through it. And apparently pet is one area where I'm still working through it. But our dogs, our animals, like they want to just love on us. And our ability to receive love from them is a really easy, safe way to practice opening our heart. So if humans feel too complicated or messy, go to a dog shelter tomorrow on Valentine's Day. Go to a pet store, ask to hold a cat, ask to talk to a bird. Like, if you like snakes, ask to hold a snake. Whatever it is that would get you playing with receiving love in a little bit deeper way where you are safe and not going to get hurt. Unless you're like me, where you go to a dog store or pet store or a pet shelter and you just want to take them all home because you feel so bad that they're going to stay there. If it's going to wound you that much, do something different. But if not, go and allow your heart to open a little bit more and practice just receiving that complete, pure love of presence from an animal. If pets are not the place that you want to play, outside, nature. Go for a walk today, tomorrow. On Valentine's Day, commit to a half an hour where you step outside of your normal area where you walk or engage in your life. Go to a park, go somewhere where the scenery is different, and allow yourself to be so present with the gift of love from our planet. The abundance that we can receive of fresh air, of steadiness in the earth underneath our feet, of the beautiful views always available. Here in Cincinnati, we have these hills and valleys, and you can go to these beautiful high hills and look out over the river and look out at all the trees and watch the activity of all the people from this high perspective. Shift the way that you are engaging with your natural world tomorrow and go receive love, pure love of nature, of earth, of Gaia. Allow that pure receiving of love to come into your heart and do some healing. You don't have to know how it's being healed or what the process would be. Just set the intention. I will sit in the space, even if I've got to wrap a couple blankets around myself, and I will just receive the sunshine. Receive the light that comes in from the sun into our planet. If religion feels more comfortable, go to a church. Receive love from whatever your version of God or source is. Sit in a sacred space that has heard prayers recited over and over again, that has a really high vibration. Allow yourself to receive the love of that, whatever version of religion serves you, right? So it's Christ consciousness, or perhaps it's going to a synagogue and receiving these ancient prayers that have been chanted in sacred sites around the world by the Jewish community. Perhaps you sit with a book that explores the idea of Buddhism or different Eastern religions, and you receive some new version of love through the words that you read. Love comes in so many forms, and when we are attached to it, has to be from this one person who is my primary relationship, or the want-to-be relationship that I don't have. We're sending all of this longing towards this one human who also has their own shit that they're trying to work through, and we're expecting that they're going to fill us up. So stop. Don't do it that way. Today, tomorrow, practice receiving love in another way. Sit in the sunshine inside your house and turn on the music really loud. I did that this morning. I cranked up the music as I was moving around my house, making my smoothie and getting ready in the morning. And the vibration of the sounds, Echelon Effect is one of my favorite instrumental groups, and I had this song called Responders playing, and I was just listening to this beautiful instrumental music and feeling how my body is receiving love through the vibration of sounds, these beautiful creations of energy that these artists have shared with the world. That to me is just abundant love pouring into my body. You can receive love in the form of nourishment. Get your favorite foods today so that tomorrow for Valentine's Day you make yourself a feast, or you invite a friend over and you have a yummy meal, or you make your favorite food for your children and then you just enjoy the deliciousness of a human meal. You know, we get to consume physical food and enjoy the taste and the texture and the smells, and satisfy our bellies. Like, what a gift. What a gift it is. And when we're pouring the love into our food, it is so good for our bodies. So love can be received in an abundance of ways. And my invitation today, my hope for all of us, is that we continue expanding our hearts, allowing ourselves to receive more love than perhaps we thought we were capable of, because we allow it in different ways. And we're not attached to the one way it has to come from the one person. We simply open our viewfinder wider, and we allow love to come in all these different beautiful expressions. And then we share that. Share those posts on social media tomorrow. Sit and take in the view of nature and share that and say Happy Valentine's Day from Earth. From me and Earth, right? Hashtag I am here now Gaia. Here it is. Like, let us express love in different ways than what it's supposed to look like on Valentine's Day. And we begin by receiving love first for ourselves, so that we're filled up enough to share it back out. So that is my hope for you today. Receive more love. Thank you for tuning in to today's vibration. Let's take this message of pure love out into all of our communities and continue expanding love here on Gaia. So much love from my heart to yours.